Hey everybody, Jay Super Awesome here. I'd like to welcome you all to week number 35 of the TheHORRORman's SlashBack Saturday Challenge. This week's slasher movie theme is Killer Cover Art Slashers, and I will be giving my review for Visiting Hours. Okay, so getting into the plot for this one. A outspoken TV journalist, Deborah Ballin, whose crusade against domestic violence enrages a creepy loner. He brutally attacks the anchorwoman in her home, but Ballin survives and is hospitalized. Her assailant is enraged. He is haunted by a horrific childhood trauma. He enjoys inflicting torture and slow death. And now he has hidden inside the hospital to finish what he started. Can anybody, including her concerned boss, a frantic nurse, or Deborah herself, stop this cycle's killing spree before it reaches sick new extremes? Okay, so getting into my thoughts for this one. With this week's SlashBack Challenge theme being Killer Cover Art Slashers, I have chose to review Visiting Hours because I have always been drawn to its simplistic cover art style. I'm not the biggest fan of the collage style artwork. It just seems to be a lot going on. I do prefer a more simplistic art style. To me, it leaves a little bit more to the imagination. And on that note, I remember seeing this cover art in the video stores when I was a kid, and I always wondered what was going on inside this hospital whose windows were lit up as a skull, which clearly means danger or death. So I always wondered what was going on inside the place that we go to for help. So, does the cover art hold up for the movie? Honestly speaking, I didn't see Visiting Hours at a young age. I always did remember the cover art. It wouldn't be until much later on when I became an adult that I finally get to watch it. And I feel like that I appreciated the movie a lot more as an adult than I would have when I was a child. And I feel this way because when I was a kid, characters such as Freddy, Jason, Michael, and Chucky were really popular at the time, and that was just what I was drawn to. I'm not really sure how I would have felt about this movie stacked up next to those other popular movies of that time. This is a slasher movie, and it does have really awesome stalker elements. It just has a different feel and a different style to those type of movies. So I do feel like I probably appreciate this movie more now than I would have as a kid. So from the first time that I watched Visiting Hours up until now, and including my childhood imagination and thoughts to what was going on inside this hospital whose windows were lit up as a skull, I absolutely do feel like the cover art holds up very well. It might not have been the movie I wanted to see as a kid, but as an adult, I thought this movie was absolutely fantastic. It has really good stalker elements to it. It is a little bit slow-paced, but the visual style and the way the movie is shot and filmed, the storyline has a very real feel to it. It feels like something that could really happen, opposed to Freddy or Jason or Chucky. It feels like something that could happen in real life. So it is a storyline that I do appreciate, and I think all the performances in the movie will pull you in, and you will care about what's happening to these characters, and I absolutely love this movie. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the cast of characters we have in Visiting Hour. So we have a fantastic cast of characters in this movie. We have a lot of really good actors, and I know you can see William Shatner's name right here on the cover art. He does have a pretty decent role in this movie. He is our lead character's boss, and he is more or less a supportive figure to help her through these tragic events. Our lead character, Deborah, is a very strong female personality. She is a journalist. She has very strong thoughts and opinions over violence and abuse in our society, and this is what has set the killer off, and it's what causes the conflict between the two. There's a lot of other side characters within this movie, There are doctors, patients of the hospital, nurses, and also one nurse in particular has took it upon herself to look over Deborah while she stays in the hospital, and being so involved with what's going on, she has put herself in immediate danger with this killer. Overall, I thought all the acting performances were fantastic, and I thought all the characters were great. I have really nothing negative to say in terms of any of the acting. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the most important part of a slasher movie, that is, the killer and the kills. Michael Ironside's character is the villain of the story. He delivers an amazing performance. I am a big fan of his, and I will watch any movie that he is in, but out of all the movies that I have seen that he is in, this is my favorite one, and I feel like this movie is worth watching, even based off his performance alone. He does an amazing job. We do get some childhood flashbacks of what he went through as a kid, and it's the things that he has held on to as an adult. It's why he has the conflicts with our main journalist character. So overall, just a fantastic villain and a fantastic performance. I do most of the time prefer killers who wear masks and things like that, but Michael Ironside's performance in this movie, he delivers a villain who feels very real. As far as the kills go within this movie, we get a pretty decent amount of kills. I wouldn't necessarily consider this to be a high body count movie, but we do get a decent amount of kills with a pretty wide variety of kills for each and every one. I think the most important thing to mention here is the amount of suspense that builds up for each one of these scenes, the stalker elements, the acting performance delivered by Michael Ironside, the determination and cruel and cold-hearted nature of his character was just really fun to watch. Overall, I highly recommend watching Visiting Hours. I'm going to give this movie a 8.5 out of 10. Please like, subscribe, comment below. Let me know if you have seen Visiting Hours, and let me know what you think about my review. And I would like to thank you all for watching.